So I have a friend who lives with me in my hostel, Aman. I said, brother, I've received a call कि results out कर रहे हैं. Did you receive the call? He said no. Then I said तेरा नहीं होगा. I was not even serious about it. मैंने बोल दिया. I thought Aman करेगा तो करेगा, नहीं करेगा नहीं करेगा. Just that.
So I had a classmate who was not so good in studies, but she was doing fine. And however, since she had come into a relationship during her 11th and 12th or something, I guess, her parents were really angered by this. And after 12th, she was married off to someone.
Hi, this is Rishi Kapoor, and you're watching the Red FM podcast space. In this special series of 3 episodes, I am talking about the Reliance Foundation Undergraduate Scholarships, which are awarded on a merit cum means basis to first year students in any stream of study. This year, the diverse mix of selected scholars are from all streams, no matter what they are studying. The Reliance Foundation Undergraduate Scholarship Program awards selected scholars a grant of up to Rs 2 lakhs for the entire course of their study. The Reliance Foundation has awarded 5,000 scholars in the 2022-23 cycle, 51% of which are girls. These scholars last year were selected from nearly 40,000 applicants studying at over 4,984 education institutions through a rigorous selection process which involved an aptitude test, class 12 marks and other eligibility criteria. Among the selected include 97 students with disabilities as well. This year the applications are already open. If you haven't applied, apply now because the date ends on the 15th of October. Do not miss out on this one. Last December, Reliance Foundation announced that it will be rewarding 50,000 scholarships over the next 10 years. Since 1996, through the Reliance Foundation scholarships and Dhirubhai Ambani scholarships, Reliance has awarded nearly 18,000 undergraduate scholars on merit cum means basis, including 2,720 people with special abilities. Applications, like I said, are open till the 15th of October 2023 to all first-year undergraduate students across all branches of study. Visit www.scholarships.reliancefoundation.org to know more. In the first episode, I have the rockstars of Delhi with me, the absolutely brilliant Ananya from Maulana Azad Medical College and the ever so chirpy Pradyuman Singh from Kirodimal College, Delhi University. Okay, welcome to Red FM, guys. This is a very special podcast. मुझे इतनी सुबह उठ के, like I'm seeing two such bright smiling faces, which doesn't happen. Usually I wake up and see my face in the mirror. I like to tell you guys that I'm also a dentist. मैं एक radio jockey के साथ I'm also a dentist. And this is the reaction I usually wait for. Like, अरे वाह, RJs पढ़े लिखे होते हैं. So, first time at a radio station, how are you guys feeling?
Like
Pretty
quite excited, thrilled.
Yeah, and Delhi versus, like, we are recording this in Mumbai. The rain has just welcomed you. कैसा लगा मुंबई की बारिश देख के?
It's very nice compared to the weather in Delhi back there.
अच्छा.
It's like very different because in Delhi it doesn't rain so much.
But this time it did rain, right?
Yeah, even though it rains, like it rains for very small amounts, and then the roads are all flooded.
Yeah, it's better to see like a messy campus. It's not better to see a messy campus than rains of Mumbai.
अच्छा, tell me something. While you were coming here, did your parents tell you कि ये line जरूर बोलना? पता है रेडियो पे ऐसे बोल के आना, podcast में ऐसे बोल के आना? Did they like prep you कि introduction कैसे करोगे? Did the guys prep you up like that?
Yeah. My mother gave me some tips about थोड़ा सा confident
Oh my
दिखना.
God, we have to hear it.
थोड़ा सा confident दिखना, like apply some cream on your face and things like that.
Cream on the face.
थोड़ा सुंदर बन के जाना and things like that.
तो मम्मी का बस चले तो वैसे पार्टिंग निकाल के कंघी भी कर दे. So let me introduce everybody to Ananya and Pradyuman. They are the two very, very deserving recipients of the Reliance Foundation Undergraduate Scholarship. Congratulations, both of you.
Thank you.
I want to know a little more about you. You guys look like you're 14 and some months. आपकी age क्या है?
I'll turn 20 this October.
20 this October.
Yes.
Wow, birthday around the corner. And you?
I'm 19. I turned 19 in April.
Oh, very nice. बहुत बढ़िया. Okay, Delhi से क्या लाए हमारे लिए आप?
Delhi से I've brought my
Honestly,
smiling face, I guess.
यही तो बात है. All right. So, first I'll start with Ananya. And Ananya, I've read about you that you're very curious to get into the medical sciences, and I believe you also want to do a little bit of research work.
Yeah.
इसकी
that's true.
कहानी क्या है? What is the story behind this?
So the thing is, after I got into medical, before that I didn't know so much about medical field. But after I got into medical, I've got even more motivated to know that the fact is the biggest problem ailing our healthcare system is that it's like a bucket is being filled with water. The tap is open and it's overflowing. What we are trying to do is we are wiping the floor,
Oh.
and nobody is trying to close the tap. So we require to research more and try to cut off the disease from the roots, and not just treat the symptoms, because then the patients will keep on coming, and the workload, the patient load, the doctors, they won't get any rest. It's better to actually focus on the research part as well.
How cool is that? Because you're absolutely correct. And India being a place where we have itna zyada population that,
Yeah.
Any research will help us. Like, for example, a few years back when we cut off polio totally from our country, and it still keeps happening, we still keep eradicating it. So it's actually great, but research based karne ke liye, you had some example in front of you, some family member. What exactly happened?
Like one of my very close relatives, not relative but close family friend,
Haan ji.
he got Parkinson's, and before that he was like very very loving and very very caring, and he was very close to me, like very much so like my father only.
How cool.
But then after he got the disease, I just saw those changes. After he got those Parkinson's, he would show tremors, resting tremors, and all those other aspects. It's a neurodegenerative disease.
Yes, it is.
So it was sort of very disappointing to see him go through this. And then also there are treatments, but there is no permanent cure for this disease.
Yes.
So obviously, I think seeing them, and also other people in around me, we have to go for visits to Mir Dard, which is nearby slum area near our college. And in Mir Dard, I have seen so many people who have diseases, but they don't have the access to healthcare.
Understood, yes.
So those are certain situations which have motivated me to pursue research, and alongside my clinical practice as well.
There are some people they actually want to help people, they actually want to go out there and do something for the public. It is just, you are the absolute right candidate for the scholarship. And which also brings me to Pradyuman. Pradyuman, आप अच्छा कितने लोग आपको मतलब वो दया दरवाजा तोड़ दो वाले jokes पहले बोलते हैं ना? I really want to know.
हाँ मतलब as soon as somebody asks me my name and I tell him I'm Pradyuman, then somebody does this, and then that dialogue, कुछ तो गड़बड़ है,
कुछ तो गड़बड़ है there.
And I was like, just go off. I'm tired with these jokes.
I know, but what I'm not tired of is seeing your energy, your smile, your vibrance. Like, you're bringing this energy in the room, which is both of you, in fact. And you're a student of political science.
Yes.
Now, I totally want to know, and I'm really, really curious to know,
Okay.
that as political science, to मतलब दिल्ली वाले कहते हैं कि पॉलिटिक्स में बहुत अच्छे होते हैं, क्योंकि मतलब वहाँ पर बिल्कुल उस चीज़ की एक छाप है. But what I also want to know is, how did you choose political science at a young age to understand this subject in so much depth?
Okay, so like it started in my 9th standard, I guess. Till 8th, I had that, the basic storyline. After 8th, I'll do that foundation courses, and then I'll prepare for JEE and get into some big IIT, do my engineering, and then get some big placement.
Yes.
But I think the turning point came in 9th standard, because the storyline I had made was not something that I had any incentives for, or not something that I was truly inspired from within. I studied social sciences very deeply in 9th standard. I had a teacher, we would call him Lahiri sir. After 9th standard, he left my school and shifted somewhere else. But I think the impact remained. He made me love social sciences as he would do. And I think when the love passed on from him to me, I think I became deeply impacted from what happened in the textbooks. After that, I think the impact not only remained with me, but I think it grew with time. Because as back as my 8th, 9th standard, I was that average schoolboy who would, do anything to stand out and fetch good grades, get those goods and stars from the teachers in the notebooks, and have good-looking result cards. But I think life became better the moment studies became less about grades and assignments, but more about what the text was saying to me.
Mhm.
It became more about a dialogue between me and the book, what I felt about the book.
Mhm.
So I think once you develop such sort of understanding about studies, I think you really do not get bothered by what's happening to your uh, academic performance, because it follows. As long as you are in love with your books, I don't think you would bother about your result card. How does it look like?
Mhm.
I mean, even if it is an F, you do not simply care because you know you are doing good with your books. And I think if that thing remains, you do not really need to worry about your career because you will eventually figure it out.
I'm so I'm absolutely stunned by this response because हमारे यहाँ in Mumbai there's this saying not so famous कि social studies बड़ा बेवफा रात में पढ़ा दिन में सफा, तो ये कहते हैं, but I have to tell you, somebody who's really seen the direction and pointed himself like an arrow towards this is going to bring some really good things to our society. The day you are up on the chair, I will vote for you, Mr. Pradyuman. Okay. So Ananya, I believe आप डिफेंस बैकग्राउंड से, आपके घर में कौन एयर फोर्स में है कोई?
हाँ, मेरे father, he was in Air Force. He retired as a sergeant, and so as a result, we have moved around India a lot. Like I was born in Kanpur, but then we shifted to Gwalior, where I completed my primary school, and then in Ambala I completed my 6th to 10th middle
cool.
and high school, and after that we moved to Delhi, where I completed my 11th and 12th. So obviously, because of this defense background, it's cool that I have moved around, but naturally I had to accustom to different surroundings. I had to leave behind my friends. I had to go to different schools where there were different teachers. I had built a reputation in one school, and then it would all be shattered, and then I will go to
Start
another
from zero
school
again.
and start from zero again. So that was nice, but of course I got to experience a lot of cultures, culture variation and diversity, so that was nice. And also my father had to go out for many TDs and courses, so my mother was almost always taking care of me and my brother most of the times on her own. And so yeah, that was one thing that I have learned.
So tell me something, how did you come to know about the Reliance Foundation undergrad scholarship?
It was my father who introduced me to the scholarship. उन्हें मतलब जितने भी एग्जाम्स हुए हैं, कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम्स वगैरह, वो भी ज़्यादातर वही मुझे इंट्रोड्यूस कराते थे up until class 10. So even then, after in around I think December of after joining December, he informed me, but I wasn't so sure that I have to apply for it or not. I wasn't even sure if this is a real valid scholarship. So I waited, but then after a few days in my college, posters of the scholarship were posted, and one of our table teachers, Mr. Parminder sir, he suggested to our table to apply for the scholarship, and I just thought I should apply because why not?
Well, you come across as that student जो एग्जाम के वाले सारी पढ़ाई हो जाती है, दूसरों को बोलते हैं अरे तूने ये नहीं पढ़ा, अरे ये तो आने वाला है, अरे पागल ये 10 मार्क्स के लिए आए. But are you the competitive type, or अगर somebody else races you तो आप जरा कर देते हो?
No, I definitely tell them. In fact, I asked a lot of my other friends to also apply for the scholarship. Some of them did not apply because they were afraid that they wouldn't be able to clear the aptitude test. And I think that was really silly on that part, because you have to take the first step. It's important to be courageous, because if you don't take, you will never be able to make this journey of 1,000 miles. It begins with the first step only. So.
How cool is that? This is the speech that Miss India is usually giving. You've already done it right. Pradyumna, there is a lot of अभी बहुत जागरूक हो गई है हमारी जितनी भी जनता है against people with special abilities. I will not call it disability.
Okay.
But आपको बचपन से मैंने ये देखा है, मेरे कुछ फ्रेंड्स हैं, मैं एक डेंटिस्ट हूँ, मेरे कुछ फ्रेंड्स हैं और ऑल्सो स्पेशली एबल्ड, और वो मुझे हमेशा एक ही चीज़ बोलते हैं कि हमें ज़्यादा सहानुभूति मत दिखाओ, हमें नॉर्मली ट्रीट करो, हम आपकी तरह ही हैं.
Exactly.
I want to know your emotion behind it and the fact कि आपकी जर्नी कैसी थी in getting to know about this scholarship.
I think in my academic journey, I do not trace any challenges as such, because starting से ही सबने बहुत normalize रखा सब कुछ.
बहुत बढ़िया.
घर से शुरू के स्कूल में भी, फ्रेंड सर्कल्स में, इवन कॉलेज में, because even in the classroom, the playground, फ्रेंड सर्कल्स में, आउटिंग्स में, सब जगह लोगों ने वैसे ट्रीट किया एज इफ आई एम वन अमंग देम. एंड आई थिंक दैट्स really simple thing to figure out. I think you do not need a rocket science behind it, because I think if you consciously try to normalize this thing, I think it never gets normalized. You have to just behave normally, like we are talking to each other.
Absolutely.
We go around, walk with each other, we talk to each other. I mean, we do different things with each other. So I think if you do it in a normal way, as it is done normally, I think it gets normalized. You do not need to do consciously any efforts, any other, extra things, or you have to be careful of something. It comes on naturally. And I think in my journey, I've never been I cannot think of any event where I've been pointed out that, oh, you lack in this thing, or there is something that you cannot do. I think everybody encouraged me to do so. And even if there was any problem in doing something, I think they helped me out, but never made me realize that somebody is helping me.
But did it change your career path in terms of, maybe I won't be able to do this, maybe this will require a little more manual help, मैं ये नहीं कर सकता हूँ, शायद ये कर लूँगा. Did that happen to you?
No, I won't say that, because I think because I figured out my career only after I think my 9th or 10th standard. Before that, I just had this basic storyline of becoming an engineer.
Yeah.
That's very popular in India.
Yeah, and the deal is all my engineering friends who eventually end up doing law or MBA or something like that. So they're like, yaar, engineering तो खैर engineering ही है. But I'm just glad that आप political science की तरफ जा रहे हो, because I think हमारे देश को young leaders की बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरत है. It's high time we get people like you. इस स्कॉलरशिप के बारे में कैसे पता चला, किसने इंट्रोड्यूस किया?
Okay, that's a very interesting story. So I have a friend who lives with me in my hostel, Aman. So Aman found out about this scholarship and he filled his form. And one day we were just walking around and he told me कि ऐसा scholarship है. So I said, मेरा भी form भर दे please. So because I was very lazy, I said I'll just go off and sleep. मैंने कहा मेरा भी भर दे भाई form. I won't be able to open the laptop and do all the formalities and all. उसने बोला okay, I will do it. So I think it was the last date. After the dinner, I reached out to Aman and said, "Bhai, kiya kya?" So he hurriedly opened the laptop and we finished off the form. I think 1 hour before the deadline. Aman also filled the form. Sadly, he was not selected. But anyway, I love you, Aman. You did this for me. If you ever get to listen this, I love you, and I'll make him listen this. So it is because of Aman that I got into the process, and then I gave the exam and got the call of getting selected.
Aman is the man. But the good point is, taking a nap before any important decision is so important. ये तो क्या मस्त चीज़ आपने बता दी. ये तो हाँ, मतलब अभी मैं रेडियो शो के पहले थोड़ा सा सो जाऊँगा. उठा के मुझसे लिंक्स करवाए. मुझे बताइए कि when you got the scholarship, both of you, what was your reaction कि बॉस, oh okay, this something good has happened? Because मुझे याद है बहुत साल पहले जब यही धीरूभाई अंबानी स्कॉलरशिप हुआ करती थी, मैंने भी अप्लाई किया था. I don't know if I got through, but मुझे याद था कि I knew this is something prestigious. If I get through this, कि कुछ अच्छा हो जाएगा. तो वो हुआ था, वो रिएक्शन हुआ था, या अनएक्सपेक्टेड था, ये तो मैंने इतना सीरियसली नहीं लिया और मेरा पास हो गया?
हाँ, वैसा ही था. बिकॉज जैसा मैंने बताया, मतलब आई वॉज नॉट इवन सीरियस अबाउट इट. मैंने बोल दिया, आई थॉट अमन करेगा तो करेगा, नहीं करेगा. जस्ट दैट.
ये अमन को यहाँ होना चाहिए.
फिर आफ्टर द एग्जाम भी, आई मीन लाइक आई फॉरगॉट कि आज एग्जाम है. एंड आफ्टर बिफोर 2 hours, आई मीन लाइक आई हैड सेट अ रिमाइंडर उसी दिन से फॉर्म भरने से, बिकॉज आई न्यू मैं भूल जाऊँगा. सो आई न्यू कि हाँ फॉर्म है. सो आई वाज लाइक roaming in the market, and then I quickly came to my room, opened the laptop and gave the exam. And when this call came to me, they said that we are making the results out after a few hours, and I think it was somewhat predictable कि हाँ हो गया selection. कॉल कर रहे हो तो हो गया.
कॉल कर रहे हो तो हो गया. नहीं तो आप क्यों कॉल करोगे, बोलने के लिए नहीं हुआ?
Yes, really. I thought it is something predictable. Then I called Aman. I said, brother, I've received a call कि results out कर रहे हैं. Did you receive the call? He said no. Then अच्छा तेरा नहीं होगा.
वो 3 Idiots का सीन याद आ रहा है मुझे कि अपने फेल होने से ज़्यादा दुख दोस्त के पास होने का होता है, तो वैसे वो एकदम ऐसे छन से दो टूटे कोई सपन ऐसे फोन रखा होगा उसने.
Somewhat like that. तो अमन was home, तो मतलब मुझे ऐसे बोलने में भी कोई दिक्कत नहीं, मैं कहा तेरा नहीं होगा. तो फिर
Okay. Do you have an Aman in your life?
No, I didn't have someone who would fill the form for me. Instead, I had applied myself, and my aptitude test went very well, and so I almost knew that I would get through.
Okay.
And before the result day, I knew that the results would be coming today, but I hadn't told my parents because I just wanted it to be a surprise, and I was certain that I would get through.
How cool is that? That is some alag level ka confidence.
Yeah.
My luck is so bad. I've not even won like 5 rupees in that scratch in that app that you get cashbacks. So I'm so low on confidence. But so tell me something. Amongst your friends, अच्छा, वो होता है ना जो बहुत पढ़ाई करता है वो दूसरों की भी करा देता है. वो होता है ना, तो वो दूसरों की भी करा कि यार तो ये पढ़ लेना. Have you become their digest, like जैसी वो वाली digest तुम्हारे टाइम पे, हमारे टाइम पे digest हुआ करती थी.
I mean, yeah, that happens to me. Before exams, people always come to me to just before exams, like I have to tell them everything in 10 minutes. I have to concise and tell them. And it works a lot of times, so that's nice, I guess.
Yeah, is it like a revision for you also?
Yeah.
मैंने भी वापस पढ़ लिया.
It's revision for me.
हाँ. So the day you got
in fact, I sometimes gather my friends around that I'm going to explain this topic to you all.
Achha.
Because it will help me and also help them. So that's...
It's actually a nice way of revising what you do, plus making like some brownie points in friends.
In medical school, that's very common. In fact, we have dissection halls. So in dissection hall, dissections is usually going on. So 2 to 3 kids are doing that. And rest of the kids, we have to just sit around and the teachers ask us to discuss it amongst groups. So that's very normal. We go to different tables and then discuss the same thing and then come back, and that keeps on happening.
Achha, so what was your parents' reaction? Because I'll tell you, I mean, you guys are young adults, but you guys understand the importance of money, and whatever money you get, your education being funded goes a long way. Like for example, I remember जब मैंने अपनी BDS खत्म कर ली थी and मुझे MDS करने के लिए लंदन जाना था. But in 2006, that course was costing 80 lakh rupees. And the money was huge. I still can't raise it. Not that they'll accept me now. What I'm trying to say is the monetary help does pave away new roads कि आप जो पहले शायद सोच के करते हो वो आप कर लोगे. तो वो horizon एक खुल जाता है आपका.
Right.
So have you guys thought about, have you had that chat with your parents? Sometimes the money chat is really important.
Yeah, so I have had sort of similar chats with my parents, and it's just nice to feel like I'm sort of, after having come to college and after receiving this scholarship, I've sort of become independent financially.
How cool is that?
Because my tuition fees is not that much, and along with that, this scholarship that I'm getting 40,000 per annum, is I'm able to use it on buying my books and the medical books. Since you are from a medical background, you know that they are very costly.
Yes.
So one single book would be 1,000 or more easily. So now I don't have to think twice before buying any books.
How amazing is that? Vidya Danam Shresht Danam.
Yeah.
कहते हैं. सो प्रद्युमन, मैंने सुना है कि आपको टीचर बनना है, एकेडमिक्स को बहुत सीरियसली लेना है. तो हैव यू फोरसीन कि आप कैसे टीचर होगे? विल यू बी अ फन टीचर, स्ट्रिक्ट टीचर जिससे सब डर जाते हैं, टीचर जिसके सब दोस्त बन जाते हैं?
I think the latter one.
The latter one.
Because I think first of all, I think I want to become teacher because academics is the sole talent I have in this life.
How cool.
Sorry. But like I think I'm very I became very inspired from Lahiri sir because the way he used to teach. Once he used to enter the chamber and the time he used to leave the chamber, I think students were like all happy. Nobody was left with any doubt. He used to teach in a way that, like students were sometimes mesmerized.
Wow.
You really lived that lesson because I think he used to teach history. So if he's teaching Nazi Germany and about Hitler, you really live that phase. You actually get lessons because I think लोगों ने हिस्ट्री को बहुत रिड्यूस कर दिया है टू लाइक किसी राजा की कहानी है या किसी रेन की कहानी है, साल याद रखने हैं, डेट्स याद रखनी है, ऑल दैट. बट आई थिंक हिस्ट्री इज अबाउट डिराइविंग लेसन्स बिकॉज सबने सुना होगा हिस्ट्री रिपीट्स इटसेल्फ, राइट? सो इफ यू डू नॉट derive lessons from it, I think if you do not trace patterns about how things are repeating themselves, I think you eventually are digging a grave, your own grave. सो दैट लेसन वो वहीं से आया. सो आई थिंक मेरा नज़रिया बहुत बदल गया उसके बाद से कि हाउ आई वुड लुक टुवर्ड्स हिस्ट्री और एनी अदर सब्जेक्ट. सो उसके बाद में आई गॉट टू नो अदर टीचर्स जो लाहिरी सर जैसे नहीं होते. सो लाइक वहाँ पे जाके आई थॉट कि majority of the teachers or like majority of chambers that are functioning in many of the schools वो वैसे ही हैं. Like you are not made to look to the other view, other side of the coin. Like you only are reduced to a person who would every day get a heavy bag, come to the school, I mean like learn all the facts, then like cram them, and then one day will come when there would be exam and you'll like vomit yourself, all that stuff. लेकिन like I don't think that's how studies are about. I think it's fun. And
मुझे एक बात बताओ, जब आप कोई मूवी देख रहे हो तो या कोई डॉक्यू सीरीज देख रहे हो तो हिस्ट्री बेस्ड, सो डू यू लाइक कैन यू एंजॉय इट, या फिर सिर्फ उनकी गलतियां दिखती रहती हैं कि ये बराबर नहीं दिखा, ये साल गलत दिखा दिया, तब तो ऐसा नहीं पहना करते थे?
आई थिंक हाँ कभी कभी ऐसे कुछ चीज़ें होती है नोटिस, बट आई थिंक इट्स मोर ऑफ अबाउट कि मतलब आई हैव डेवलप्ड लाइक लेंसेज की एनीथिंग आई वॉच आई वुड से कि कितना करेक्ट दिखाया. करेक्ट इन द सेंस कि नॉट इन टर्म्स ऑफ फैक्ट्स एंड ऑल दैट, बट मैसेज कितना करेक्ट था अबाउट द आइडिएशन पार्ट, राइट? कि if something is about A, if and you are filming that thing, do you give the message A or not? Do you run on the same idea or not? Because I think there is a lot of distortion of history, like in popular media and all. So if that is not happening, of course, I fully support the media.
How cool. In modern India, Ananya, अभी equality बहुत अच्छी हो गई है, and men and women are absolutely, you come from Delhi, you will see there is no कोई भेदभाव नहीं है. There's no paucity of opportunity, and it's happening really nicely. But still, did you, as a girl, did you feel the struggle? क्यों ना कभी कभी मम्मी पापा बोलते घर से दूर नहीं भेजेंगे, छोटी छोटी चीज़ें अभी भी हैं हमारे सोसाइटी में. What was this biggest struggle that you faced?
In my family, मुझे तो इतना कभी face हुआ नहीं struggle, luckily. In fact, my parents have been the push behind me doing a lot of stuff. I have taken leaps of faith based on them, trusting them. But since I have been around different places, as I said, जब मैं अम्बाला में थी, तो अम्बाला is like in Haryana, you know, and in Haryana we know the situation. So I had a classmate who was not so good in studies, but she was doing fine. And however, since she had come into a relationship during her 11th and 12th or something, I guess, her parents were really angered by this. And after 12th, she was married off to someone. And that's like really horrible. When I came to know about this, I don't think that was her choice. That could definitely not have been her choice, because 12th के बाद आज के ज़माने में कौन marriage करवाता है?
Absolutely true.
So like I have seen such scenarios. Then also I have had some friends who were not allowed to go for engineering and stuff because they were like उसमें सिर्फ लड़के ही जाते हैं, लड़की क्या करेगी जाके? So that has been, I have seen that in my family. Honestly, ऐसा कुछ discrimination I have not seen. My brother and I, we both have been treated very equally. But yes, mother is a little concerned about my safety. Like अभी मुंबई आने से पहले भी वो concerned थी. She was like कि बाकी कोई girl scholars हैं कि नहीं हमारे साथ and stuff. So I think that concern is fine, but you know, not giving them opportunities just because they're a girl, or like that scenario which happened with one of my friends, is just too sad to see, and that must change somehow.
Has anybody ever underestimated you कि you know मतलब वो लड़कियां क्या करेंगी, you know that अभी भी होते हैं कुछ बेवकूफ ऐसे?
Not really. In my from my relatives, yes, there have been some who have underestimated me.
मैं बोलूँ, मैं एक अलग पॉडकास्ट आपके साथ रिकॉर्ड कर सकता हूँ सिर्फ रिलेटिव्स की बुराई का, उसका मजा ही कुछ और होता है. I have to tell you that I am so mesmerized with this conversation that this is a great example for so many, and through this whatever 40 minutes of our chat, the smile on your faces has not disappeared. The zeal in your eyes is just shining bright. I'm so happy with the future research analysts that this country is going to get, the future political influences that we're going to get. That जाते जाते मैं आप दोनों से मैसेज देना चाहता हूँ. पहले तो a big thank you to Reliance Foundation Undergrad Scholarship for bringing these two talents to this table. First, Ananya, starting with you, कि जो भी यूथ है, खासकर लड़कियां हैं, उनको आपका क्या मैसेज है, स्पेशली अराउंड देयर स्टडीज, देयर एकेडमिक्स, and this scholarship, and who would be excited about this scholarship after listening to you?
मेरा तो यही कहना है कि डोंट होल्ड बैक योरसेल्फ. चाहे कोई कुछ भी कह ले, लाइक you may be underestimated by a lot of people. In fact, that will make you underconfident sometimes. But please don't stop believing in yourself. Please participate in as much areas as you want to, and like take risks sometimes. If you have a good judgment, take risks. It's very good to take risks, because who knows what opportunity you may land.
It's absolutely right. There is this t-shirt I have seen of a hotel management student that says accidents lead to recipes.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad Reliance Foundation ने जो 5,000 scholarships दी हैं पिछले एक साल के साइकिल में, उसमें 51% लड़कियों को गई हैं. तो I think we should all, I'm so proud of this change that this organization is bringing. And प्रद्युमन, आपसे मैं पूछना चाहता हूँ, सारे स्टूडेंट्स जो स्ट्रगल फेस कर रहे हैं, भले वो स्पेशल एबिलिटी के हैं या नहीं हैं, जब कोई ऐसी अपॉर्चुनिटी दरवाजे पे खटखटाती है, तो वो अमन हो या प्रद्युमन, सबको दौड़ के उसकी तरफ जाना चाहिए. आपका क्लोजिंग मैसेज क्या है सारे बच्चों को?
I think you should take charge of your own future, because like you may be wrong at sometimes, you may fail sometimes, but I think that should not deter you. Once you figure out on your own कि तुम्हें क्या करना है फ्यूचर में, like क्या करियर बनाना है, I don't think you should bother about what people say. And I would say even if you have to fight, like fight with your own close ones for that, because I had to struggle a lot to take humanities in the 11th standard, because my parents wanted me to opt into science and all that. Because मैंने ही पहले बेसिक स्टोरी लाइन दे दी थी, मैंने इंसेंटिव दिया.
पहले वेब सीरीज का पहला एपिसोड मैंने लिखा.
हाँ, तो मतलब that came to bite me, but I had to convince them.
जी.
So my mother was a lot supportive, लेकिन my father was a bit apprehensive कि साइंस में ही होता है अभी तो करियर, ह्यूमैनिटीज में क्या होगा. बट आई थिंक वंस यू आर कॉन्फिडेंट अबाउट लाइक यू आर गोना मेक इट, you're surely gonna make it, because even if there are downs, I think you should not bother. There are two lines by Faiz Ahmed Faiz. दिल ना उम्मीद नहीं नाकाम ही तो है, दिल ना उम्मीद नहीं नाकाम ही तो है, लंबी है गम की शाम मगर शाम ही तो है.
सुपर. कहाँ से हीरे ढूंढ के लाए रिलायंस फाउंडेशन वाले मुझे नहीं पता, बट बिल्कुल हकदार वो बच्चे जो मेरे साथ ये कुछ पॉडकास्ट के एपिसोड्स में साथ में हैं, और एक एक करके ऐसे शार्प माइंड से आपको मिलाने वाले हैं फॉर अ चेंज. वो बच्चे जिन्हें नहीं लगता है कि करियर इंस्टाग्राम के रील्स पे बनता है. सो आई एम रियली हैप्पी टू हैविंग मेट दीज. डू कैच मोर एपिसोड्स ऑफ दिस स्पेशल पॉडकास्ट विद दीज किड्स on the Red FM podcast pages, social medias, all kinds of channels. Do subscribe to us and keep looking out for more content in this space.
The Reliance Foundation Undergraduate Scholarships.